Boom. Alright. That should be bueno, baby. Ahem. Okay. Hello. Hi, Demon King. Let us know if you can hear all of us, by the way. I had to fix OBS because it decided to be annoying. But anywho. Hello, ladies and gentlemen! Welcome to the Anime Colosseum podcast. This is episode 52, season 1. I decided I'm going to take notes from Machida Oda and just say, hey, 100 episodes equals 1 season. I mean, yes, I know that's like 1,000 episodes, but you get the idea. But anywho. I am Kata Nevermelt, your big ice oni sis, and today is gonna be a fantastic day. Now, everyone else, do your introductions.
I am Erica Ironblood, and I have just, not too long ago, accidentally drank beer from a bottle in such a way that it went up my nose.
How does that even happen?
I have no clue! I have no fucking clue! It is just the most random thing that has happened today. But yeah, I am your militaristic, Lollibaba, devil PNG tuber. I have been on break for a very, very long time. And anyway, I could be your angel, but I'd rather be your devil. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July Eve today.
And Abyssal!
Howdy, this is Abyssal Tech, your friendly neighborhood toaster fucker.
Hope you are having a wonderful...
I'm currently preparing to do a good deal of technical stuff involving an F-14 Tomcat, a projector screen, and a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, wait, an actual fucking Tom Cruise movie?
Oh.
Yes.
Holy shit, congratulations.
And last but not least, Alexa!
Howdy, it's Alex the Kid. I'm a cowboy and an artist. And you'll never know what I mean when I say draw, and I'm really tired right now.
Well then, inject your veins.
The last time you said draw, I ended up with a bleeding chest wound. We can assume that he means the negative version of the draw.
Well then, Alex, I suggest you inject your veins with caffeine. Like Death Wish coffee, my personal favorite. No, we're not sponsored by Death Wish coffee, but hey, you want to sponsor us, coffee, maybe energy drinks, maybe Adam and Eve.
Or maybe have some... No, wait, that was... maybe have some of those... camera subs.
Yeah. But anywho, before we get...
It would be very interesting if they managed to get Gamer Subs sponsor.
I would like something that is mint. Because mint is that cool, flavor.
We're talking about energy drinks, not fucking cigarettes.
What? This isn't Chain Smoker Cat! What?
Okay, I'm sorry.
But anywho.
Smoke.
I used to smoke.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho.
I have never smoked a day in my life.
I did it because I was just curious.
I grew up... Both of my parents were heavy smokers, and both of my, at the time, grandparents were also heavy smokers. And apparently, my great grandparents used to be heavy smokers.
Mm,
So, yeah.
I see. But anywho, that's not the point. And also, I kind of
I
wish that
wasn't a heavy smoker, though.
I also kind of wish that I was going to suggest Chainsmoker Cat. That way we could do a little segue. But anywho, today's anime of the day. Now, guys, this summer, the season of anime
This summer.
is getting kinda awesome, not gonna lie. There are 3 anime and sadly I can only choose one, which is why I decided to go with this right here. Now,
What
the
is this?
Dasan of Rira. Basically, it's about this yokai who was a revenge, spirit, kind of a god or goddess to be more precise. She is a giant lamia slash snake lady who I gotta say is absolutely amazing, not in a perverted way, where it's like, yes, culture. I mean, don't get me wrong, she has nice tits and ass, like, damn, that ass. But in all fairness, her design as a snake, woman monster goddess looks absolutely incredible. And also, a little fun fact for you. So, Erica, what was that one anime that involved the sister turning her brother into a, loli, basically?
Onimai.
Thank you. So, you know how in Onimai, there's that one character who had big old bitties, meanwhile in the manga, they weren't as big as they were in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Essentially the inverse of Boshi the Rock.
Oh, yes. Well, here, in the manga, Dora here does not have, nipples. It's just basically breasts. Like, you see her, boobs, but there's no, well, nipples. The anime decided to say, hey, screw that shit. We're gonna add them, and base. Pure base. But anyway, basically what happens is her shrine gets destroyed, and instead of destroying everyone, she kind of just wants to chill. She meets these 2, individuals who are interesting characters, and shenanigans ensues. It's not an action anime, so sorry, shonen towards. It's more so just a nice little, I guess you could say a feel-good anime.
Technically, you would be Battle Shonen.
True, but
So those people are the ones who are the most obnoxious.
yes.
You know, I like Battle Shonen too, right?
No, I mean like the super fans of Battle Shonen.
The annoying,
make that
the annoying one.
Their only sole personality.
Yeah, there you go. Like Alex, you know how you and I like Digital Circus, and we're fans of it? Well, we're the good fans. There's those individuals who we do not speak of.
I mean, I'm a
Let's say
fan
this,
of the.
everything I've seen of this anime currently has the Snake Girl uncensored.
Oh yeah, it is uncensored, and again, it's funny, it's interesting, and it looks like it might just be kind of a chill, anime. Now, I do want to have an honorary mention. Kaiju Girl is definitely another worth watch. And if you are going with Chainsmoker Cat, I highly recommend you watch out, because there is a poop joke, as in literal poop. It doesn't affect me.
I mean, there's like in the first episode, there's only one episode out. There is several it is a seinen anime, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, like with me,
I'm not really sure why you're giving a warning for poop.
No. This isn't like
Apparently people have been throwing a fit. It's like, why did they have to animate her shitting her brains out on the toilet?
No. Alex, this isn't a Pixar Minions poop joke. This is a legit look at the doo-doo. Now, it doesn't affect me because I played, Conquest Bad Fur Day.
They made her produce Dookie.
But yeah, like I played Conquest Bad Fur Day back in the day, so I am not really affected by poop, especially since I saw a opera singing
Why?
the great mighty poo.
Okay. Okay.
But anywho. But yes,
I don't know. It
again,
doesn't really make sense to give a warning for a poop
Yeah,
joke. I mean,
I don't know, but like people these days, they just
oh,
like throw
well,
a fit
listen.
if
If someone
if
was,
they're not warned ahead of time, they will throw an absolute fit. They'll be like,
I
"I was watching this animated show. I was having a good time. Then I saw something that I didn't like, and my entire day was ruined."
listen. I only did it because, to be honest, I'm not one for close out humor. I mean, yeah, sure, I like Dracula's
Yeah, that's
Modern
the
Life,
reason why
but
you've essentially been avoiding
yes,
telling
yes,
me whether or not you want to watch play Low Life.
but anywho,
Even though I said I would tone it down.
we'll still talk about that, much later. But anyway, again, some good ass stories. But
By that, I mean she means she will never talk about it again.
anyway,
Done.
no, listen up, troops. As we know, tomorrow is the day America was born. When motherfucking American
Technically, it
Eagles.
was.
Hold on. When motherfucking red, white, and blue Eagles flew over America and bombed the fucking commies straight to hell where they belong and rode mighty Tyrannosaurus Rexes to freedom. God bless America.
Communism didn't exist as a concept back then.
Hey, you know what? Let's ask the military person. Abyssal, did everything I just say correct? Tyrannosaurus Rexes, Eagles, bombing freedom, things like that.
I'm kind of. Unfortunately, I cannot confirm or deny anything that Kala has alleged.
Essentially, it's the anniversary of when most of the important people signed the Declaration of Independence and sent it to King George III, basically saying, "Fuck you, we're making our own fucking country. Go
With
fucking."
hookers and cocaine, yes.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin's like, "Oh yeah, loads of cocaine."
Yeah.
I think he was more of a
So,
weed
fun
dude.
fact Benjamin Franklin actually seduced his way through the entire French court in order to get their support to the American Revolution.
Like a
Yeah,
boss.
Literally, Benjamin Franklin won American independence with his dick.
Hell
He
yeah.
was the OG Rizzler, as one might say.
The Rizzler. I want there to be
I mean,
a
to be fair,
fate.
he often would take what are called air baths, where he would just go out an open window, go to an open window naked and let the air waft over him.
And I want there to be a fate game where he's a servant and he just has high riz. But anyway. But no, for real though.
It would not be a fair game. It's like summoning Vlad Trepis against the Ottomans.
But anyway. But no, for real though. Tomorrow is the 4th of July.
When did I think?
And
Karl
as
Marx
proud
was born.
Americans, we say thank you for our military, as well as thank you for the freedom that we all serve under the red, white, and blue. God bless America. Now, with that being
Yeah,
said,
America was founded in 1776, I believe, and Karl Marx was born 1818. So we wouldn't have been able to crush communism.
it's funny how I also mentioned T-Rexes, and you didn't say anything about that, but the communism
Okay,
is
also,
what threw
yeah,
you off.
it wasn't T-Rexes, it was Velociraptors.
But anyway.
Yeah, literally, there an image of not Benjamin Frank, George Washington riding a raptor and firing an AK-47.
Just like a
It's a
true
historic-
American.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
pretty sure there's an image of that. Ergo, it must be true.
Yes, but anyway. We are going to be discussing military anime. Now, mind you,
Mhm.
just like with most things, Japan does a brilliant job with taking an idea like sports, military, things that wouldn't really be fun in a sense, and turning it into something incredible, and also making it very unique and interesting to grab your attention. Whether you're
Mhm.
I mean,
for
I don't really know about that. I feel like I've seen enough cartoons um, at the time, or at least before when I was like younger, or stuff like that, where they kind of did the whole sports thing. I remember there was like that NFL show that they did, and I mean that seemed like an interesting concept. And then I think there was like what
There's
Mighty
also
Ducks.
a Mighty. Well, that
Mighty
was
Ducks.
a live-action movie, and then there is the cartoon, which I don't know. I don't think they played hockey in the cartoon. It
Now,
was like a
I just
galactic
remembered,
war
fighting.
between the duck people and
They played hockey. They
they
played
did
hockey
play
for
hockey. Okay, so it was like Mortal Kombat, but with hockey. Okay.
Yeah, and also there's that really cool character with the eye patch. He was cool. That's all I
To
kind
be
of
fair,
remember.
I wasn't able to actually see Mighty Ducks, like the cartoon, so I only just saw clips of it from like the commercial previews and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah.
But anyway. So, with that being said and done, we're going to be talking about military anime. Now, the rules are simple. It has to be military themed, based, or have anything to do with the military. I will even there can be one character that's like, man, I am a part of the military, and that's that. Now then, with that being...
Oh, we could have done Black Lagoon.
Yes you could, but you didn't. So now we cannot. Now
No,
then,
I'm just saying,
with that being
someone
said,
could have done that.
I should have did Black Lagoon. I was actually watching it recently.
Oh, wow.
Abyssal! You're up. Step to the plate and swing the bat.
This is an FLCL.
No, not quite. This is the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series. This is an older series, and it composes of 3 different war-timed themed shows. And this one, it's a kamikaze pilot who goes out and does kamikaze things. In this case, with a God, I can't remember the name of the craft. I want to say it's some kind of cherry blossom themed name, but it was a rocket kamikaze aircraft that this unfortunate fellow piloted, where it was launched from a Japanese medium bomber, and the pilot ignited the rocket engines, and in his unfortunate case, he ended up embedding himself in the side of an aircraft carrier. One of the things that I enjoyed about this one was all sides were sympathetic. Both the American pilots. So at this point in the war, the Americans had the overwhelming advantage. And you had a kid who was basically in in an Air Force on the back foot. And he did what he could, you know. And it's like you're watching that and you're almost rooting for both sides at the same time. You know, you know he you know what he's about to do, and it's a suicidal and ultimately futile suicidal. But at the same time, and then you're rooting for at the same time for the American pilot to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is a series that fucking really tugs at your heartstrings.
Ah, nice.
So, yeah, don't. And as far as World War II anime goes, man, the people who worked on this, they drew beautiful aircraft. They knew exactly what they were doing going into things. Like the A7M Repu that you can see this unfortunate pilot being posed next to the suicide rocket plane he ultimately ends up in, the Betty bombers that he deploys from, the Corsairs, the Hellcats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I do want to throw out there, kind of branch from that, is I do love when, well, not just with anime, but any media for that matter, has a subject like this where it's supposed to be quote unquote real life slash realistic, what have you, the appropriate kind of realistic, and they have it be both sides or human beings at the end of the day. Like, there's no good or evil, it's hey, I gotta do this because, well, assholes at the top said I had to. Vessel?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's war. It's
Mhm.
war that, as someone who has actually served in Japan,
Mm.
it hits you in interesting ways.
Mm-hmm. Right? Are you, Cal?
That's where I'm gonna stop for right now. But yeah.
Okay then. Now it is my turn. Ladies and gentlemen, this anime does not need any introductions. That being Attack on Titan. Dun dun bum bum dun dun.
In essence, Evangelion, if it was Evangelion plus zombie apocalypse plus survival fantasy,
Mm-hmm. So,
and according to some people, World War II.
in a world where people live in a wall,
I thought it was just move love.
Hmm?
there is
Move Love is going to be an entirely separate topic.
Apparently, originally Attack on Titan's ending was gonna be with everyone dying, but then the mangaka decided against it because of how popular his manga became.
No, I'm gonna hold on to that one for a second. So anyway, in a world where humans are on the dinner plate, there's a civilization of people behind the wall who thought they were safe for a very long time. That was until they weren't safe. And they were reminded Never
What the
mind.
fuck is this stupid? This is stupid narration. It's worse than a B tier movie, like a low budget
Well, Cal, are you
film.
sure you want to use that as the intro here, since that whole plot kind of like dies later?
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
So basically, what happens is main character here hates Titans, hates them so much that he becomes the very thing that he does hate. Oh, sorry. Hashtag spoiler for an anime that came out long ass time ago, I guess. And you
I
totally
don't think
would.
you have to spoil
isn't there like a lore where like there was this mother of the Titans and the father tried to eat his children, and then like somehow humans are actually just tiny Titans or something like that?
Yeah, and you got.
Tiny Titans.
I don't know. I heard someone just explain the plot of Attack on Titan, but I kind of don't remember the entire thing.
Well, all you need to
It's
know is that, basically
He
main
beco-
character hates Titans, becomes a Titan, he fights the good fight. It turns out that he's not the only one. Everyone hates the wheelbarrow, whatever the fuck Titan's name is, the one with the massive long head that no one likes. It's the lamest of the lame. The Titans also have all animal-esque, biology apparently. And let's see what else is there. Oh, and also, apparently there is, like Erica said, World War II air quote theme or whatever. That being that apparently evil Mad Wiener Schnitzel scientist was doing mad evil Wiener Schnitzel science stuff. And then that's how the Titans came to be. And listen, the ending, a lot of people hated it. But it is pretty good. It is pretty interesting. All the Titans, male to female, all butt-ass naked. So you get to see these fat, little, ugly, giant motherfuckers running around, skipping, like, again, I just remember that one, one where it spins and then runs. That one gif of that one. And also you got this, basically this, his friend who is a complete coward, but he's really smart and is able to come up with good ideas to, smoke the Titans. You also, it's, again, there's a lot, and also there's Potato Girl, whose name is actually Sasha, and she only eats a potato one time, but as someone who's been in the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fandom, I know all too well when a character says muffins, that's what her name is, because that's what the fandom latches onto. Just like with this, where a character eats a potato, well, the fandom's like, hey, that's her personality. It's like, okay, fans, come on. Like, couldn't you give her a name that would go...
Are you talking about Sasha?
Yes, that's what I said, Sasha.
Sasha.
Also, kind of mention what Erica said, Sasha was supposed to die. I think she even died early in the manga, but because she was so popular, the mangaka decided, hey, I'm going to let her live. I'm not going to pull the Fujimoto just yet. So, yeah. Overall, this was a...
What?
Huh?
Is that appropriate to say, considering, like, I don't think we were that far into Chainsaw Man yet?
Fujimoto killed Power years ago, and I am not over the fact...
Power is alive!
Not everyone watch it reads the manga. Some people literally think that the manga is the fucking screenplay or whatever the fuck. Essentially, those like when you watch the like the special features on a DVD for a movie, an animated movie, it's the equivalent of those like pencil drawings, things that they have before they like actually go in and animate it. That's what certain people fucking think manga is for some godforsaken reason.
Well, attention
Like
all... Oh, go on, Alex.
People I think people already know the ending for Chainsaw Man at this point. Power's not dead. He's alive. That's like
So,
the
so,
save. For me, that's the saving grace there. Um, Although I still need to read the entirety of the story to kind of like
Part,
understand the how he got there. But
part
you
2
know,
is essentially a clusterfuck of scattered ideas and thoughts and what Fujimoto probably thought was cool at the time, and just seems to be a nonstop roller coaster of just, oh, you thought this of essentially subverting expectations to the point where it's literally you no longer give a shit.
alright, listen, okay? First, attention all plebs. If you're a real anime fan, do yourself a favor and read the manga, okay? Don't be a pleb, be a fan. Secondly, yes, I know Power comes back, but the fact is, she was killed off, and that is bullshit, because she's best
well,
girl.
technically she wasn't. I mean, technically she isn't. She wasn't dead either. I mean, she was in hell.
Also, she was like resurrected via Denji's blood.
Yes.
Still
Yes,
had
yes,
her
yes.
blood in it.
And
So she
also,
came back in her full devil form.
still,
Alright, so we have deviated incredibly far from the Attack on Titan right now.
yes. Sorry. But anyway, okay, we're moving on to the next one. Alexa.
I think it translates to "I am the hunter." Something. Sorry.
What?
Alex, your turn.
No, I was singing the Attack on Titan theme song. What the heck?
Alex, your turn.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Let me get my thoughts together. You guys can tell me if you've seen the series or read the series or not.
No.
Actually,
I'm not
actually have you?
familiar with it, no.
Okay, have you guys seen the Tom Cruise movie?
No.
No.
You've never seen
a
Edge
single
of
movie
Tomorrow?
with Tom Cruise.
I'm gonna be real with you. Tom Cruise pissed me off after the whole mummy incident. So.
I mean, after the whole Mummy incident.
She was talking about the Tom Cruise missile.
Nothing. Alex, continue. We have not seen Tom Cruise.
Have you guys seen Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes, I've seen Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay, then you've seen this story before.
I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't seen it in eons, so.
Okay. Well, if you must know, Edge of Tomorrow is based on the story called All You Need Is Kill, and it's essentially the same plot. Sort of like, well, kind of. It has some differences to it. Instead of the commander like going AWOL and stuff like that, whatnot, and like in the movie, it's more like the main character is a new recruit that's supposed to fight on the shore where an alien invasion is supposed to be happening from, and basically this whole operation is basically doomed to fail because, well, the aliens basically overwhelm them, and what happens is that the main character ends up dying, but he ends up killing one of the. I think he ends up killing one of the. He ends up killing one of the aliens, and some of its I guess its life essence gets on him. Blood or I'm assuming it's probably blood or this blood or something like that. But yeah, his blood mixes in with his blood, and essentially he ends up getting the power to go back to a previous point in time and redo the day, essentially. And he basically uses this over and over again. Like, he dies a lot. I think he died like 100 something times before he basically ends up becoming a killing machine to where he could be able to like fight extremely well against the aliens. and he essentially like makes up the difference that I guess the opera. I guess he makes up the difference for how they get through the invasion and stuff like that. Like he legit makes it through. Um, and it turns out that someone else also has this ability too. It is the what was it? I forget what her nickname was, but she was like the something angel or something like that. But she was like a famous soldier. She essentially is like one of the best, one of the best and stuff like that. And apparently in the movie, they were using her as a poster girl and stuff like that sort of thing. Um, and if I remember correctly, she also got the ability the same way. I'm not sure, but yeah. So they basically are the only two who know about this ability and are trying to you know stop the invasion and all that stuff and whatnot. Although the movie and the book kind of differ, instead of it being like them finding like the source and whatnot. Although it's been a while since I read the manga, but the manga is pretty short to be honest. It's like I forget how many chapters, but it's like only like a couple chapters or so. It's not very long, but it is really good, especially with the artwork and stuff like that. I absolutely don't really. There was a recent like adaptation, like an anime movie or stuff like that. I don't really have good opinions about it, especially since it looks very experimental and stuff. It just doesn't look like the other one, or not the other one, but it doesn't look like it just doesn't really look that interesting. I mean, besides the really unique art style and stuff like that, I it really doesn't look. I was hoping they would make a version that looked more like the manga, at least something, because I don't know. It really like all you need is kill. It looks like a completely different completely different series or whatever and whatnot. I was kind of disappointed by that. I mean, I'll still watch the movie to kind of give it a look and whatnot, but I'm kind of a little disappointed by the art style for it. But yeah. Was there anything else I should talk about, Kala?
I mean, in fairness, like, you mentioned how it's a military and things like that, so you basically did the, important stuff.
I
Anything else
mentioned as the military.
I mean, clearly it's military, since the guy's being used as, like, a weapon and shit.
It's not really being used like a weapon. It's nah. Well, it's a very odd phrasing. I didn't. It makes it sound like there's like, oh, we know about his superpower. We're using him as a weapon or something like that.
Oh, you know what I meant.
Did I? Did I?
But is there anything, you think, the audience should know?
I think it's worth a read. I definitely think it's worth a read. I also think that the movie is actually pretty good. It's actually one of the few anime adaptations that actually kind of is all right, to be honest. Like legit. Like beside the differences between the manga I read and the movie and stuff like that, I'd say it's at least a solid movie, and it's not trying to, you know, it's just an adaptation, it's an adaptation of a story, but it's not trying to like change a whole bunch of stuff, I guess. It still gets the whole idea of the story right, and it's entertaining enough to where, I feel like it's good for its. I feel like if you didn't know about the story and whatnot, you still like the movie and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend either watching the movie or both. Or both. Read the manga and watch the movie.
Alright then. Now that being said, let's just go to Erica. Okay, you all up.
Alright, this is Strike Witches, which is a series set with, in an alternate version, Earth, of like 1930s, 1940s Earth, where right before World War II started, aliens invaded and essentially took over most of the Earth. But then essentially the former governments of the world basically got together and rounded up their best of their military and started a strike force called the Strike Witches. I forget the actual name
Ah,
of
yes, the best of their military. Bunch of
Essentially, they used magically, essentially witches who are magically charged girls or women.
anime girls.
And yeah, and they basically give them all these cool weapons and what essentially are magically powered jet engines or some. It's called a.
They're basically like rockets, essentially.
Rockets, propellers, etc., etc. They look like plane parts. Anyway, they are to essentially battle the Neroi, which are the names of these aliens.
And it's also the name of a very famous horror movie.
Oh, really? Yeah. So all of the girls are based off of actual World War II or I fighter pilots. You have Erika Hartmann, who is Eric Hartmann from Germany. You have, hold on, I originally had.
So one of them is called the Red Baron.
No, I think it's specifically World War II, but there are some that also served in World War One. Hold on, Sherry.
Was the Red Baron in World War II, or was he?
No, he died in World War One. Sherry Strike. There we go. Charlotte E. Yeager, who is the American, who is based off of Chuck Yeager. She apparently also has huge boobs.
Hell yeah.
There is. Okay, let's look. Barkhorn. There's like. Who is it? There is. Okay, let me look. I'm on Gertrude. She is Gertrude Barkhorn, who is, I don't know, her Gerhard Barkhorn, who is the second ranked flying ace of World War II. There is Sakamoto Miho, who is based on.
This is Abyssal's wheelhouse when it comes to like fighter pilots.
He is naval. Oh, but also I guess aerial. She is based on Sakai Saburo, also known as the Sakai Samurai, who, funny enough, she's also a samurai type fighter using a katana.
Like a boss.
And then the main character of at least the first season, who is Mia Fuji, and she is based on Muto Kanayoshi, who apparently has a student-teacher relationship.
I'm sorry, Eric.
What?
It almost sounded like you said. I thought I heard you say "cunny" earlier.
What?
Oh no.
Okay. Anyway, her and Miho's relationship is somewhat similar to Kanayoshi and Saburo's relationship.
God damn it, Eric! You did it again.
What? Did I? Okay. Anyway, and then Lynette Bishop, who is. Why did I not like trivia.
Wait, hold on. Abyssal? Are you good?
Possibly.
Wait. Abyssal!
Oh, interesting.
Abyssal?
There is no like.
Sound like he was snoring.
Yeah, I thought that was
Okay,
just a quickie.
so in the trivia section for Lynette, it's not really stated what she's based off of, but it's possible that she is a child of the famed Canadian World War One pilot Billy Bishop.
Canadian, eh? The land of
Yeah,
moose.
yeah, which is weird. I thought she was like English, British, or something. I don't know. To be fair, she Lynette has a braid ponytail, so I don't know, and like her hairstyle. Usually, I'd see that on like British or like English characters in these sorts of anime. Anyway, you might notice.
Everybody's British, Erica.
No,
You
I'm
think
just
everybody's British?
no. I'm saying with Lynette's hairstyle, it's mostly seen on either British or European characters in these sorts of anime.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Anyway.
European?
No, I'm not. I have an AC unit.
I
Okay.
get there.
Anyway, moving on. If you would care to look, if you notice, they are not. Miyafuji is not wearing any pants. To be fair, I think she's wearing like a school swimsuit, like an old timey one underneath that. But all of the Strike Witches, members of the Strike Witches division, do not wear pants or skirts. I believe the excuse is they don't interfere with the striker unit. If they don't, basically pants and stuff interfere with the striker unit, so it's best if they just don't wear pants. This also means you got a lot of PNT fan service.
Yes. Just as God intended.
Mm-hmm. Overall, this is a very fun series, and yeah, unlike certain other series, there are guys, so you don't have to have that weird thing of like, what if men don't exist and women just reproduce asexual, like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but let's
Like,
be real though. You come only for the girls. No one cares about the guys.
Yeah, but there are literally like I think in one episode in the later series, our Erwin fucking Rommel shows up. Like, anyway.
Alright, now then.
The girls are going to be enough for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, is there any like? I'm a bit of a battle fanatic, you know. Is there any good action?
Oh yeah. There is a lot.
Hell yeah.
Especially during the season 1 finale.
Nice. Now, Abyssal, please for the love of God, tell me you are awake. Abyssal?
Stepdad, wake up.
I heard him snoring, so I don't think so.
Okay, so chat, just so you know, he did say that he, did have a few rounds. So, Abyssal! Abyssal the Tick! Abyssal? Ah, crap. Okay. So, do you want to just continue? Cause, again, Abyssal did say that he was kind of tired, so I do feel sorry, but...
I said I was tired, but...
Yeah, but I think...
fall asleep.
Well, yeah, but, with Abyssal...
Yeah, he's, up there in years.
Yeah, he's the ancient one, he's a sage. But okay,
Yes,
okay.
senior.
Also, Demon, yes, that you're definitely right. It definitely sounds like a manga version of Tomorrow in a way. Um, although I feel like that's kind of weird. I feel like that's kind of backwards if you think about it, because it's the original, and you know. But I mean, potato, potato.
Well,
Either way, good comment.
well, we are
Hold
going
on, what?
to continue. I do hope Abyssal does wake up though. But
Unfortunately, since he's not living with his wife and stuff, she's not gonna be able to wake him up.
so well, we're just gonna continue. Alright, so now,
Yeah, we'll get on this case later about it.
Sounds like a
ladies,
manga version of Edge of Tomorrow. What is Edge of Tomorrow?
exactly,
Hey!
okay.
Clearly,
Sorry.
I'm gonna
Erica,
strangle you, Erica.
you fumbled, you goofed, you made a oopsie daisy. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is Kaiju number 8. And all honesty, this manga did have some promise. However, though, it kind of sadly sort of did screw up a little bit, on the way towards the end. But that's not the point. The point is, it's about this 30-year-old guy who, if you didn't know, is the main character. And that's the thing that really kind of brought in a lot of fans. It was an 18 young chicken who, had his whole life ahead of him. It's a 30-something-year-old guy, and, well, his knees ache, and he isn't the strongest, fighter. And basically, has this military that handles kaiju. Kaiju, in case you're an idiot and don't know jack shit about Japan or anything that's cool and awesome because you're a dumbass, kaiju are giant ass motherfucking monsters that go around doing giant ass motherfucking monster stuff. Like roaring, destroying buildings, killing people, eating people, and I'm pretty sure taking a massive shit on the highway because, well, where's all the bodies gonna go, right? So, as we see that, this main character again, he tries out, he gets injected by a kaiju little insectoid thing, and he becomes not really the thing that he hates, but the thing that he cleans up after, and thus he is able to join the kaiju, attack squad basically. And not only that, but in this universe, you have individuals who use kaiju, well, basically some of their organs, whatnot, as weapons, such as an axe, blades, what have you. And every character is especially interesting. The kaijus are awesome. The fight scenes are epic. And again, the only teeny tiny itty bitty issue that this, anime suffers from is the fact that, well, the ending was kinda lackluster. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but just know that some of the fans were not pleased, and not in a, fans were being whiny little, assholes kind of way. It was a valid thing because it was unique and interesting, but then it jumped right back into like common basic, tropes. So yeah, again, this is a pretty good, anime slash manga. The military is competent, and also, again, it has cool action with the kaiju and whatnot. It has a whole neat little lore around it, and each character has its moment to shine. Plus, it is just a really good, watch. I do hope that we get a season 2. But other than that, though,
Is the manga over?
oh yeah, the manga is over. That's why, and again, people are complaining about due to how it ended. It's kind of it's mid, I guess you could say. It, I mean, to be fair, funny enough, people were complaining about Attack on Titans ending too, and I can kind of sort of understand. Granted, though, the fandom needed to calm down, but that's beside the point. So yes, go check this out. Now then, it is Alex's turn.
I mean, it's my turn. No, it's not. It's supposed to be Abyssal's turn.
Yes, but sadly Abyssal is asleep. Abyssal! Are you awake? Please, for the love of God. Yeah, Abyssal's still asleep.
Okay. Well, first off, I gotta do my thing. So, have you guys seen this one?
No!
Please tell me you've seen this one.
Okay, have you seen this?
Hold on. What is I what is the name of it?
Oh, well, the name of this series is 86.
Yeah, I have never heard of it.
Sad. Sad.
Mm-hmm. But why don't you intricate us?
Yo, 86. Thank you. Somebody recognizes it.
Yay!
Yeah, 86 is a military anime where essentially the plot is that the world is fighting well, I would say foreign enemy, but it's more like they're fighting robots essentially. The world is basically fighting these robots on the front. These robots are basically AI powered. They're like some sort of I forget what the backstory for the robots were. I think they're like some sort of AI or something like that, where they're just constantly like fighting. Is like that. They're just like wiping out everyone and whatnot. And our story takes place in a nation that and this nation is very particular. Everyone there has white hair, and they basically all look very similar to each other, or stuff like that. And we find out that the people fighting on the front lines are not them. They basically have this team called the 86 that fight on the front lines and stuff like that, and they are basically, well, let's say for a better word, they are basically there to basically be a sacrifice. Essentially, they are supposed to be the guys fighting on the front lines while everyone else, you know, kind of sits in the back, I guess. They're not treated very well because essentially they're disposable, and also there might be a bit of what it call? Would it be racism, discrimination? What
Yes.
would it be?
Yes.
Because if you didn't notice, especially on the cover and stuff like that, these characters do not have white hair like they do. So they are not of the superior race or superior whatever term you want to use for this and stuff like that. Yeah, and our main character, the girl here, she basically she feels differently about it because she kind of feels like that. I feel like we're probably like, she has a lot more empathy for these guys and stuff like that compared to everyone else, because everyone else sees them as disposable trash like that. She does her best to make sure that they basically stay alive, and then they can basically hold the line, essentially, so that the robots do not make it to the to the nation, because yeah, that would be bad. Which spoiler alert, in the second part of the series, they do make it to the nation, and they're oh boy, it's almost like sending out this one unit to basically take care of your problems was a terrible idea. They seriously rely too heavily on this group to basically defend them and stuff like that. So the fact that they like eventually like the RV essentially like just overruns them and stuff like that is it's kind of ironic, but also just predictable. But yeah, for the most part, the series is basically about this girl and her relationship with the team and stuff like that, and kind of getting to know them and whatnot. Obviously, they kind of they didn't they had to warm up to her and stuff like that because obviously they kind of hate her and the people that she works for and stuff like that. But they definitely took a liking to her after a while and stuff like that. I think one of the other things is that the way that they command the units is like that. I think there was like there was a way that they commanded the units or something like that, or they just didn't. I can't remember if the folks that like are in charge of like commanding the 86s like that, under normal circumstances and whatnot. Kind of feel like I said that wrong. What I mean is that essentially the way they were operating them and stuff like that, there was like a common link between them and the 86. I forget how it works exactly, but if I remember correctly, the folks who are usually commanding these guys, they don't usually take it very seriously. The girl here basically takes it a lot more seriously and actually links up with them to kind of like basically essentially command them and give them supplies like that, which by the way they apparently didn't refuse to give them supplies when they needed it, or particular things they probably could have used to kind of like hold the line, which kind of also just like is really frustrating. Like, you want these guys to defend you guys, but you're not giving them the material and ammo and other things to like do so. You're kind of just leaving them for dead. I'm like, what's the point of these guys being out here trying to defend you guys if you're just not going to support them, It's kind of defeats the purpose of them defending the kingdom so that the kingdom can stay in relative peace. Which I think they don't even know the war is even No, I think they do know the war is happening, but there's like, I don't know, propaganda or something saying that they're winning or that they're absolutely fine or that they're actually fighting on the that, which we know they're not. These guys aren't fighting on the front lines. They got someone else doing it. But yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention, the AI are very particular. They're using human brains. Yeah, that's right. So the people that they kill in the 86 like that, they basically decapitate them and use their heads their brains is like that to essentially add to their ranks, including like knowledge and tactics and all that other stuff. So what the 86 basically have to do is basically they have to off themselves before that happens. Yeah.
So basically, it's that one vault in Fallout.
Which
that
one?
one vault and
Yeah, in Fallout. And hey,
Power
Abyssal,
Gambler
you're
says
up.
that Wait, what?
Abyssal's up.
Yes?
Yes, I heard Abyssal say words.
I heard nothing.
Have I become mad?
But yeah, like Mr. Dog said, the propaganda says that the war will end soon, which Yeah, that's a fucking lie. It did not end soon. Kind of, sort of got worse, to be honest.
Mhm.
But yeah, the whole thing with the robots is that they basically they basically take the uh people's brains and stuff like that to add to the ranks and whatnot, and essentially you have to off yourself by basically shooting yourself in the head, or basically just basically making it so it's impossible for them to recover your body, and stuff like that, you know. And so there are definitely moments where characters like their characters definitely have death flags hanging over their head. Uh, and if and honestly, if you're looking at the poster here, you probably already know who the characters that aren't going to be dead are here. So, spoilers there. No, for real. I think it's pretty obvious when you watch the show who's going to live, who's going to die, so like that. Though I feel like the show kind of like left us on a cliffhanger almost with the first part and whatnot, because they definitely fooled us into thinking like, oh, this character died. Oh wait, no, they're still alive in the second part. Because I think I would be upset if I kind of felt like, you know, them dying in the first part would probably be like kind of anticlimactic, honestly.
Alright then. Now, let's get Abyssal. Are you still here with us? I could have sworn I heard his voice. I
You
thought it was
probably heard an
Erica.
illusion.
Well, speaking of Erica,
Oh. Alright, this is Girls und Panzer. So, in this alternate version of the world, ship basically schools and the schools and neighborhoods are placed onto the backs of giant, what would normally be aircraft carriers, essentially. So the schools are literally just giant ships. And also, tank warfare is considered a woman's sport. A women's sport. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, also, there are various school ships sponsored by various countries. So, those school ships, even though most of the student body is Japanese, they adopt the stereotypes and mannerisms of those countries. So, there's like an Italian ship, and they're rather spirited, but also really shitty with money, and they spend it mostly on food and catering. They literally had to cut their like snack fund in order to afford a new tank. In the OVA, Anyway, on the British are very posh. They love drinking tea, and they're like very polite and stuff. It's like, oh, what? The pure Japanese school is comically obsessed with kamikaze charges. Literally, in the movie, they literally are like, what, charge? Yeah! And their commander and some other people are like, wait, no, we don't. Shit. In the finale, like DOS finale, I believe, they eventually, in a way, learn actual tactics other than charging, because the one of the members of the Japanese team, I think it's called Chihaton Academy, essentially creates tactics but words them as charges. Like, charge goodbye is essentially retreating, or standing charge is just standing while shooting. get the actual terminology. But yeah, the main series focuses on Ori Academy, and which is led by Miho Nishizumi. So Ori is in a bit of a pinch because fucking school board is like, your school is so poor, we need to shut it down. And then the student council president is like, hey, hang on. What if we resurrected our Tankery team and beat this tournament? Then you'd let our ship stay. And it's like, okay, cross his fingers behind his back. And so the first season, like the only season, I guess, technically, you have just this ragtag bunch of people driving these they're half decent or crappy tanks, and essentially they're the underdogs. You know, every sports thing, because this is a sport anime. This is technically a sports anime. You are following the underdogs.
Sports
the people-
anime of fucking driving tanks. What a
Yeah.
sport!
Yeah. Tank warfare as a sport. So yeah, they eventually defeat this tournament. All the while, they earn the respect of the various schools they beat, and also Miho ends up defeating her sister, who is essentially the commander for the German team. And yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of wonderful characters in this show. You also learn a good bit about tanks and like the history of tanks, as well as some other things, which, such as I think in the OVA they had a whole section explaining like the different parts of a ship, like how you're supposed to go down or like stick to one side of the ship in the hallways and stuff, so in case someone else needs to get through, they don't have to like say, hey, excuse me. It is also explained how, despite the tanks getting damaged, even like crashing and being broken and shit, everyone's fine. It's all fine. Nobody gets hurt. They say there's like this special coating that prevents like the cabin or whatever it's called, the place in the tank where people like operate the tank.
Yeah, it's called Proto Man.
They basically explain that that's how the people inside there do not get hurt, even if like the tank is like crashing. It embeds itself into a fucking wall.
Good old fashioned Proto Man.
And, it's actually Rosehip, the one of the very Gap Moe of the very different member of the British team. Basically, she rides I believe a Crusader, and it just goes super fast. And apparently, she has a habit of breaking her teacups constantly. And I think in the movie she ends up going over like a river or canal, and while she does take out an enemy tank, she ends up crashing into the wall on the opposite side. It is a super fun anime. I highly recommend it, especially if you like tanks and aren't bothered by the fact that the tanks are moving at considerable speed that normally the actual real-world tanks would not be able to move that.
We don't care about realism because it's all about fun. and explosions and cute
Yeah.
girls.
Mm-hmm. Also, in I think DOS finale, it is a DOS finale. They also get a ninth tank and team for the Orais, and they are basically pirates. And it's fucking awesome. I fucking love the shark team.
Hell
I also
yeah.
love the hippo team. The hippo team are pretty cool too. The
Alright.
hippo team are made up of history nuts who cosplay or dress up with incorporate some of the costume of their favorite historical figures into their outfit. So there's everyone is gonna have at least one favorite.
Hell yeah. Alright, now with that being said, now, Abyssal!
Oh yeah, also this anime saved a Japanese town, the Japanese town of Orai, during the post nuclear disaster. And this anime also saved the last remaining B2 something. Hold on, B2. It's a Finnish tank. Hold on, B2.
Huh?
Well, at this point, we should know what you're talking about, Eric.
Abyssal! They are Abyssal!
They basically saved the last remaining BT-42 tank. Because literally there was a Finnish tank museum that was needing money in order to get a new storage warehouse for the tanks. And they were just incredibly confused when so many Japanese donations came in.
Hell yeah.
And then after the donations came in, they realized they were just finished.
Yay, Abyssal's awake! Yes, 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 yes! Okay, great. Yeah. 10 out of 10. This was a great comeback. Okay, Abyssal.
Also, Girls and Panzer introduces a lot of music from each country. Military.
I will say Girls and Panzer definitely is great for music from the major storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, Abyssal, this one is yours.
Ah, yes. This one.
Yes,
this one. So, Full Metal Panic has been around for a while. So, I remember, the original Full Metal Panic series came out when I first got into the military here. And, yeah. It's a great series. So you have a fellow here who is very much a military kind of, how do I say this? He is military adjacent. He definitely gets I apologize. I've had pretty much my first drink in over a month, so
it's okay, Abyssal. We're just glad you came back.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed with the first iteration of the series is, if you're paying attention, when there's a U.S. submarine on screen, you better have a security clearance because, whoever drew the scene with the American Los Angeles class submarine, they had actually been on an American submarine. to the point where I'm just like, I can't tell you where they are actually taking stuff that is classified or not. But yeah, they got some classified shit on both in the first season. But anyway, yeah, no, Fullmetal Panic is one of the best anime series of all time, I'd say. Especially if you're in military otaku. Not only do they have good balance between the new kind of fantastic mecha part, but in many parts of that you see where the main characters are like, yeah, no, we like these older kind of where you have modern technology blending in with the mecha stuff. For example, the main character really likes Soviet style gear. Yeah, but anyway, I do know Osama, the names of some of the people associated with this, so I am not going to talk too much more about this.
Alright. Again, Pistol, I'm glad that you came back.
No, I'm glad to come back. I mean,
Alright, now, in all fairness, since technically Erica did her shtick, that would mean in a technicality, you get to go again. Yes. Yeah, Abyssal.
oh,
Went
hey,
back right back to sleep.
we're back with another one of my series.
Yeah.
Or
Again,
so the JSDF thought. So this is definitely the creator of this series. I'm going to say I don't know if they actually served in the JSDF or not, but I'm going to say no. This guy, whoever made this series, served in the JSDF, and they were a huge fan of doing so. So Gate is a breakdown of a series where you have a portal from a fantasy world opening up in modern day Tokyo. Ginza, I want to say the Ginza district, Tokyo.
Hmm?
And it's not a very polite thing when the gate opens up. But the JSDF definitely stands up and they do their thing, and they do a pretty good job protecting the Japanese citizens. So, I'm going to say this as someone who has actually served alongside the JSDF. I am 120% behind any series that blows smoke up their ass. The Japanese self-defense force, they're great people. I'll say that. They no. They will it's really hard to describe how the JSDF really bends over backwards to actually serve their country. You know. But yeah, no. There's no There's no small circumstance where you can say the JSDF did not do their job here. They're great. They are one of the best military services in the Pacific region, short of the American Pacific Fleet. And yeah, no. Go Japan, go America.
Oh yeah. I bet so. But thank you for that. Alright then, now, next up is in technicality, me. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I am not a huge Gundam fan, alright? But I do have that animal autism, where I fucking love animals. And so, when I gotta sneeze.
You want to rephrase that, Kala?
What? Oh god, oh, okay. Oh!
I was contemplating making a joke about.
Okay, wait the fuck, okay. Let's back the fuck up. Hold up. Hold the fuck.
Technically, Kappa backing the fuck up is how this whole thing got started.
Okay, listen. I am not Shane Dawson, okay? I do not do nor engage in that. No, Jesus, no.
Jesus frowns upon you, Kala.
Oh.
Jesus has frowned upon you.
Jesus wants to come and try to help you get through this.
Okay.
I don't
For
think
real.
Shane Dawson is very topical, Kala. Should have went with Machina or something.
I am not a liberal white woman, okay? There you go. But anyway, before that happened, oh my god.
Yeah, Kala definitely had the liberal white woman pounded out of her from this.
Oh. Anyway, for real though. So, Zoids is basically a question of what if we had motherfucking animals fused with motherfucking Gundam and made it into this really, really awesome thing. And you see, this is basically like a post-apocalyptic kind of world where, civilization's shitty. You got like, each Gundam has its own, each Gundam series has its own, story, its own, plot. There's like this, Gundam that's supposed to be like the most powerful from these Godzilla-looking ones. It's been a hot minute since I've, watched Gundam, so I do apologize. But there's also.
Alright, Kala, make sure to zip up your pants before you talk too much more about Gundam and stuff like that.
Huh?
You're talking about Zoids, not a Gundam here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sorry, I got fucking, oh, God, I cannot believe I
You
made.
got your wires crossed.
I'm just glad we have a wholesome, chat. Was not going to, take that out of context and, have, oh, God. Okay, so, Zoids!
You have a wholesome chat here? I'm sorry.
But yes,
So
Zoids!
they put the animal inside the robot in order to power it or something, or is it just
No,
the
this isn't.
robots are
No, this isn't
based off
robot.
of animals?
No, this isn't Robotnik. This is no. The animals are, blah, blah. The Zoids are just based on animals. You got like a liger,
Okay.
which is absolutely metal as hell. You got like the Phoenix liger. You got like several other types.
So it's like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets Gundam.
You know, in technicality, yes, it's just
Go
that.
Power Rangers.
But like you got dinosaur Zoids, you got animal Zoids, and also other than that, again, you got like this military thing that's either after like a powerful Zoid. Most of them look like either like a basically Godzilla or something of that. Like
essentially to encourage the the viewers to buy more toys.
Oh yeah, there you go. Cause like this is also something that's like, hey, buy your toys. Granted, it's at
Buy
least
our
subtle.
some toys.
Granted, it's at least subtle than the 1980s cartoon TV shows where it's like, oh, you buying our toy set? Come on, buy the toys. You should be buying them.
You can help He-Man defeat the evil Skeletor by buying the Castle Grayskull playset.
Each sold separately, because of course.
Figures sold separately. Yeah.
But anyway. So yes,
I
again.
think like at least in the 90s they came with like one action figure.
Mm-hmm. But again, though,
Otherwise-
Zoids is a really good, anime, especially if you have like, animal autism like I do, where it's just really cool. Each Zoid looks really unique. Again, you got dinosaurs like a T-Rex, a raptor. You got like, Triceratops. My personal favorite is the Elephander, aka the elephant, mostly because elephants, second to rhinoceroses, are my
This
favorite
is very
animals.
irrelevant to the conversation, but go on.
Oh, God, that was just.
You guys to focus on the fact that the mighty Skeletor did not actually use to He-Man.
That is such a great impression. Oh my god.
But
You shall feel the wrath of Skeletor's breakfast burrito near.
Oh no! Oh no! But anyway. So,
Sorry,
as I was saying,
I can do a great Skeletor voice, and I'm going to do that at every opportunity.
Very much.
But anyway. So, as I was saying though, again, basically it's like this post-apocalyptic world where civilization's kind of sucky, and you have these awesome, cool Zoid fights that are really cool, really fun. And I haven't watched every single one. I believe there's like this one Zoid cartoon anime that didn't finish because bullshit reason. I don't know the overall reason.
Unfortunately, though, if I recall correctly, Zoids had really shitty Happy Meal toys.
I mean, I cannot
At
confirm
least
nor
with like,
deny.
at least with the most of the Transformers series, they like gave you actual Transformers.
Oh yes.
Albeit they were like very simplistic, but they like had like a beetle guy, like had him as a beetle, and then you flip open and turn him into like this very, very low budget looking action figure. The Zoids, I think their Happy Meal toy was just that one, like those cars where you pull them back and then you release and they go forward. I think it was mostly that.
But overall, though, it's really cool, and I highly recommend you watch it. Alright.
I just remember being very disappointed as a kid.
Anyway, Alex, your turn.
Still feel like I should have picked a better third option, but I really didn't have any other
At the time,
series to work
we
with.
realized.
I suggested Fullmetal Alchemist, but you said no.
I said no
Everybody-
because how many times have we talked about Fullmetal Alchemist? How many more
Literally
times are we going to talk
everyone
about
does
this?
Full Metal Alchemist. It's getting overdone.
Fine. I continue.
I mean, to be fair, I can really go in depth into 0080 Gundam or 0079 Gundam as far as a military series, but we're gonna let Alex do this. So,
Yes, Alex, may the force be with you.
Calvin. You're not helping. Why aren't you comforting me in your bosom.
Slush, slush.
That is because the UC Gundam bosom is both deep, welcoming, and also unforgiving.
But anywho.
I'm not talking about like a particular Gundam series here. I didn't really get. The purpose was just to talk about the military in Gundam and stuff like that. That's kind of what I was trying to go for. So essentially here, blah, blah, blah. Essentially you got the we were talking about like the UC Century. That's we got like the two sides with the Xeon. With Xeon and the Federation and stuff like that. The thing that I remember distinctly, especially when I was getting into series stuff like that, during my time when I was playing the SD Gundam series, I was playing some of the other UC Century missions. There were storylines that I never heard of, especially with the what was it? There was like storylines with just focused on like the Xeon soldiers, and I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, the Xeon soldiers are actually pretty chill. Like they're not like outright evil or something like that, you know. And then I remember in those ones, I remember the Federation being kind of like not very chill, and I was like, wow, the Federations are kind of assholes. It's like that, and it was kind of like a back and forth between like the different series and whatnot, where the Federations are either the good guys or the bad guys, like that. And I think that after a while, I kind of got like the whole idea that that there was a little bit more nuance between the two sides, like that. They're not necessarily like just good and evil and stuff like that. They have different aspects to them and whatnot. Like there are some characters on either side that I would root for, and there's some characters on either side that I would probably like. I probably think they should get hit by a meteorite. I hope their engine explodes in their Gundam. And I thought that was like a very interesting aspect about for Gundam and stuff like that, is that both sides kind of have their good and bad aspects to them.
Yeah, no, you can't really watch Gundam without rooting for Xeon.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to root for the guys who dropped a colony 3 times! 3 times! And it failed!
You gotta do some practice drops to get it right.
The only thing that resulted from it is that now Australia's a lake. That's it. Australia's gone.
Hey.
No great loss there.
No, where are we gonna put? Wait, it's okay. Never mind.
Crikey, mates. But anywho.
No, it's a joke. A man tries to immigrate to Australia. The Australian immigration services ask him, "Have you ever been convicted of a crime or gone to prison?" And he says, "Oh, I did not know that was still a requirement."
Ha 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 ha. That was the funny. But anyway,
Yeah.
Alex, continue.
Joke. It's originally a prison colony.
There were certain specific storylines where you had essentially like a family on either side too. I think there was one where you had a father and son that were basically like you had a father and son that were either on the Federation side and the Xeon side and stuff like that. And they kind of just happen to meet on the battlefield, and sometimes you have that with like siblings and other stuff like that. I also can't count how many times the fucking Gundam stolen in the series, which was just like, wow, this has happened more than once apparently, and I'm very concerned that they allow this to happen once.
They allowed it to happen.
They allowed it to happen. But yeah, the point is, like, I feel like, especially when it comes to the military sides and stuff like that, it's not it's not just black and white. I mean, depending on I guess what series we're talking about, of course, at least. Because I think for at least depending on what series you're watching, it could be, well, one aspect of this of either side could like show a little bit more, because I'm sure when everyone watched like the first series, I mean, they probably thought, Xeon's the bad guy, that, or when they watched what was it, Zeta Gundam, I think that was the one. Wasn't Zeta Gundam the one where they had like a neutral side or something like that?
Perhaps.
And they were like their own group. There's like a third group.
The AU, yeah.
Yeah. So you have the AU and the Federation and the Xeon and stuff like that. So, and the point is, I like these different aspects that they show in Gundam. It's very it makes the series a lot interesting, instead of it just being Xeon evil, the Federation good kind of thing and stuff like that. Because I think if that was the case, I probably would get a little by that. So having all this other stuff is also good. I will say though, the one group I would say is truly evil is the group in Victory Gundam. Like, they were about to lobotomize people on Earth. I don't think there's anything I could say that could like justify their actions there.
Exactly. Alright then. Now, let's continue. And finish this off. Erica.
Alright, so we have Yojo Senki, or if you are insistent on using the localized English name, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
You mean
An
the
actual
war
Terran-
journal? What you mean, the war journal of a little girl?
Military Chronicles of a Young Girl is the direct translation of Yojo Senki, but for some reason, fucking Westerners translating it could not grasp the understand the concept of subversion of expectation.
Erica, you have to understand. The one guy called the Tanya evil. That's the whole point. Also, I think also the reason why the translation is the way it is because, and I don't know if you're going to be talking about this, but Tanya in the anime is very different from Tanya in the manga and the light novel. They're like kind of like,
It's quite evil, yes.
I think so. The only reason the original author allowed an anime adaptation was under the condition they made Tanya not cute, which, suffice to say, they have failed entirely.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, they failed.
So
I mean, I guess
Yojo
they-
Sen-
No, go ahead.
Yojo Senki is an isekai. Now, before any of you go turn off the video, exit out of the stream, and in absolute disgust that we're talking about another isekai, please understand that for the most part, you barely remember that it's an isekai. It is even in the first episode, it is not shown what happened to Tanya's original body. They do that, I think, in episode 2. where they
Yes,
like,
it's-
okay, yeah, Tanya was a 30 years old salary man in the HR department. Uh, he got pushed in front of a moving train by uh, a a shitty employee that he had to fire, and then God came and was like, "Fuck you! People don't have enough faith. Why?" And he's like, "Well,
Well, not
because
really. Fuck. It wasn't really a fuck you kind of thing. It's more like the guy
yeah,
basically just like, essentially the guy like talked, was like trying to deny God's existence because of
or
how.
maybe like I think mainly previous lifetime salaryman Tanya was literally like, if you are God, then you're pretty shitty at your job. So you're probably more like, and then he's like, probably then you think I am the devil, and I'm like, nah, the devil would also be more productive and efficient. I'm gonna call you Being X, and essentially just so God is like, well, why do you not believe? And I'm like, well, I live in a world where most of my needs are taken care of. There's no reason to pray for something because I don't know, I'm not in a horrible situation. And God's like, so you're saying if I put you in dire situations, you will develop faith? And he's like, wait, what? And so he wakes up as an orphan girl in alternate version of Germany, right before the First World War would normally start. Yes. Contrary to certain dumbasses on Twitter and Reddit, Yojo Senki takes place in the First World War.
Meaning a certain Venus
Kaisar-
Schnitzel is invalid.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think the author had said that there in this specific world, the Nazis would not come into power. There's no room for them, essentially. So that wasn't. So
yeah,
that's not going to
essentially.
happen.
Yeah. So basically,
And also, Tanya. Oh, good. Sorry. Go ahead.
oh yeah, most so yeah, it is World War One Germany alternate timeline, and because there is magic, most world powers have some form, aside from the commies, have some form of magical sorcerer like air division or something like that. Tanya eventually. So Tanya doesn't want to actually commit war crimes. She doesn't want to do anything. She wants a cushy desk job where she doesn't have to risk her life. She is a capitalist and also a pragmatist. She believes war is an absolute waste of resources that could be put to a better use elsewhere. She wants to get a cushy desk job, essentially, in away from combat. Unfortunately, she doesn't understand the expectation of her superiors. So she basically falls into the habit of overachieving, exceeding expectations, thinking, oh wow, this is a valuable asset. We should protect her at all costs and maybe move her to like a desk job or something. No, they're like, oh my gosh, this kid's valuable as fuck. Have you seen what this crazy lady could do? Let's put her on the front lines more, or give her own like fucking like armored division thing. I forget exactly what Operation Salamander was. It's hinted at
Squad,
the end of
platoon.
so she has her entire like air division, which Tanya is very very inspired by the Red Baron. This since it's World War One, and Tanya is essentially a genius in the aerial mage. There, that's the term. So yeah.
Or mages.
Yeah. Throughout the series, Tanya is basically tormented by God or Being X. who either bullshits and forces various commanders and higher ups to essentially reassign her to more dangerous places, or straight up just possesses people by like making them want to like fight Tanya, like with Mary Sue.
It's not that he possessed them. It's more like he just gave them powers, and they kind of went over
Yeah,
the
and
too.
also the power kind of like makes them go a bit crazy. It's like Mary Sue's like when she sees Tanya and her eyes glow, she just loses all reasoning, and it even like comes like ends up being her downfall because her fellow squad mates see her more so much as a liability that they just execute her. I believe in the
Is that a spoiler?
lights
I think
room.
that's a spoiler, Erica.
Oh fuck! Well, I mean, to be fair, it's in the light novel. It's in the light novel.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's read the light novel.
Nobody
Or
can
anybody-
read in America. Okay, I forgot.
Not like that. I'm saying they probably haven't read the light novel. They're probably like anime only. You gotta consider that they might be
Oh my
either
god,
anime or manga only, stuff like that.
this is like Inception levels of. So it's the light novel came first, then the manga adaptation, and then the anime adaptation. Actually, I think there's also a web novel. The web novel came first, then the light novel, then the manga, then the anime. Oh my god.
Yes. Was that it?
Yeah, Yojo Senki is a very. Most of the fan service is military fan service, so. And then there's also unintentional cute Tanya moments where she like makes a cute face, or like it's just there. I think in the OVA, it's literally just there's just moments of her being adorable and like like eating pasta and stuff, and just like yeah, the studio completely failed in the following the author's wishes for Tanya not to be. I mean, obviously, Tanya has absolutely deranged psychotic faces as well, but like
Mission failed successfully.
I guess they tried to do that with the because I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think I like the design for anime Tanya and stuff like that, and I think that's probably due to like just the way she's. Because honestly, I think some people probably say.
I think a lot of the art style of Tanya of Yojo Senki is like a lot more detailed than other. Like you can see a lot of characters' actual noses. Like they have visible noses and stuff, as opposed to most anime where it's just like a line or like a dot, and they're like, "Yep, that's their nose."
But alright. With that being said,
I mean, there's some frames where they're kind of like their noses look a little bit weird. I do say the faces in some of the faces in Tanya are a little bit strange, and Tanya has the lips. They got the lips.
Yeah, the duck face.
Yeah, but I also think that, maybe it's also an aspect of where it's a combination of the whole her craziness and some of the scenes with her and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like people are going to like her regardless regardless. So there was no getting by with just like what the author requested and stuff like that. I feel like it was going to happen regardless.
Alright, well then, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our conclusion. And I want to say, in conclusion, military anime, again, military itself can be rather, too
Very
serious.
different.
Yes.
It can be all over the dang place.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be fucking Saving Private Ryan. Oh my god, I'm saving a bullet for myself in case we get captured. Or
It doesn't have to be, Forrest Gump to the 5 people that fucking know that. But,
Isn't
yes.
Forrest Gump more like campy and silly?
Yes, especially with the whole, Forrest, okay,
I
from
got
our
wounded
legs.
in the buttocks.
I got shot in the buttocks again. Oh, that's only
You
gonna be
know
5
the
people.
best part about being shot in the buttocks? The ice cream.
Again, like only we here and maybe 3 people are gonna fucking understand any of that shit. Meanwhile, whoever's not born in the 90s.
I don't understand why he got ice cream for being shot in the butt. Like,
I
normally,
think.
Well, because that's the way the American military deals with most injuries. You
Okay.
get shot in the buttocks,
Alright.
then you get a
Usually,
pint of the ice cream.
okay. To be fair, I think like the American military is just really crazy about like making sure everyone has ice cream.
I
Like,
love
they had
ice
a
cream.
fucking ice cream boat.
I mean, I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you. I do like ice cream.
Mhm.
But anyway, in conclusion, military is, interesting. And also, please thank any and all military personnel for our freedom as American citizens.
And salute your veteran. Thank your veteran for their service.
And remember, tomorrow...
Do it, you coward.
Yes. And remember, tomorrow's the 4th of July. We, got independence for
It is
America.
the 250th 4th of July.
Yes. Now, with that being said and done, anyone else have any in conclusions?
Not that are appropriate to talk about here.
Alright, what about you, Alex? Alex.
I don't think there's really much else for me to say in particular. I mean, it's kind of just it's military anime is pretty cool and stuff. It's it's just pretty cool.
Okay.
Alright, and Erica.
It is perfect. It is not dangerous to consume pop rocks and soda.
No, it's an urban myth.
And
Yeah.
just letting people know that it's okay to do that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, remember, being horny is always okay. Alright, bye!
Please be safe operating fireworks.
Yes. Alright, bye!
Bye. Bye.